Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome on into the Swear Word. I'm your host, Brandon Swear, and hey, this is a podcast for the chilihead community, by the chilihead community. Regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Man, we have an amazing episode here tonight. We have two sauces on deck for Hot or Not, and we have the return of a very fun, amazing guest and good friend. Looking forward to diving into that with him. So episode 121 starts now. Welcome on in, Swear Nation. So glad to have everyone here. Whether you're tuning in on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for being here and making the show what it is. Continue to share this out with other like-minded chiliheads or individuals that are just curious about the world of hot, because this is where you can find everything to do with the world of hot. So, up tonight, we have two sauces here. Both of these are limited release, limited production and run sauces from Freaky Ferments. We're going to be diving into those and definitely want to stick around and check those out. As well as we have the return of very good friend Radhi, and he is here to be talking about HotBox Philly. You know, how HotBox Philly really came to be, the whole co-packing side of things, how you can get into, being able to have your sauce co-packed, really what that entails, and how they're able to make it really easy and affordable for those that are just wanting to get going. So look forward to that and much, much more. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump on over to Hot or Not. All right, hey, welcome on into Hot or Not. As always, we are going to be breaking this one down quick, fast, and you're going to get the official scorecard here on the podcast. But if you want to check out the full breakdown reviews, those are up on Scorched and Swearing, so head on over for the individual longer format reviews. But I do break things down a little bit different. I don't do a 1 out of 10 scale. I do 1 out of 5. That's really based off of 5 different categories. Those categories are heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, burn. I add those up, average them out, gives us our total swear word rating. Now, another thing I do not like to do is read the ingredients ahead of time. I like to let my taste buds do the exploration and really let my taste buds really tell me what I'm picking up. And then we learn together what those ingredients are and have that aha moment of, those puzzling overall aromas and flavors that I was trying to pick up. But let's go ahead and jump on into the very first sauce here. This is a limited edition, limited production sauce from Freaky Ferments. Grab it while you can. This is Hot Fuzz. Give it a good shake. And for those that are keeping track, yes, this does have a perforation on the cellophane. Great, bright, orangish, yellowish hue to the overall sauce. From an aroma standpoint, beautiful. You're picking up a little bit of what smells like some onions, some garlic. The undertone of those peppers and that peach is right there on the finish of the overall aromatics of this. And here we go. Let's get a good pour going on. Nice medium consistency. You do see some overall texture to this sauce. Loving that. Cheers. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Beautiful explosion of flavor right off the bat. Very savory. Very nice note. The garlic, the habaneros, and then right as that's starting to round out, you get that beautiful peach note. Absolutely screaming through. All around, beautifully done sauce. Those that are just starting out, definitely hotter, but one that you're going to be able to enjoy and utilize in moderation. It is very savory. It is very universal in the sense that you're not having to be bound by just desserts with this one. It has such a nice complexity of the savory depth that you're able to utilize this with just about any kind of traditional food that you would be eating: burgers, sandwiches, pizzas, tacos, chicken, fried chicken, you name it. This is going to go great on it. Pork as well. If you are working on your own personal best, this is going to be, depending on where your tolerance is, a nice medium, maybe mild, once again, depending on where your tolerance is. Phenomenal flavor, great accentuating notes on that overall habanero body, a nice pairing of that onion and garlic that you're tasting, and a nice smooth transition into the overall peaches. Ingredients for Hot Fuzz from Freaky Ferments. It is peaches, yellow bell pepper, orange habanero peppers, ají chili peppers, and then we have white onion, garlic, salt, apple cider vinegar. Very limited ingredients, done right. Beautiful taste, beautiful body. Hot fuzz coming in with a heat of 3.45, aroma of 3.8, flavor of a 4, versatility of a 4, burn of a 3.55 for a total swear word rating of 3.76. There we go. Absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and check out the next sauce. This is a limited release, limited production sauce, so grab it while you can. Summer Heat, one of their hotter offerings. Beautiful. It's got that dark undertones, but that bright red pop. And for those that are keeping track, yes, this does have a perforations, does have a flow restrictor on it. The aroma on this thing is very, very bright, extra funky, as to be expected with a normal fermentation process. The longer it ferments, the brighter, the more noticeable the notes are that you're going to be getting. Absolutely loving it. If you are a fan of fermented sauces and you love that overall aroma, this is going to be an absolute winner for you. Nice flow, nice consistency, good hold on this sauce, about a medium flow on that. More of the overall savory body, what smells like a little bit of garlic, but definitely picking up on those peppers here. So cheers. Man, oh man, that is amazing. If you're just starting out, this sauce right here is not going to be the one you want to start out with. That savory note comes through with some nice garlic, and then the pepper body. You're definitely picking up what tastes like the bell peppers, handing straight off into the Superhot. This great handoff of that funky body carrying forward from those bell peppers into that bright, both in flavor and in heat, note of the Superhots. If you're working on your own personal best and you're constantly pushing yourself, this is going to be a nice medium heat sauce to you. Some might even say high, depending on where your tolerances are. I'm salivating like crazy. This is amazing. Versatility standpoint on this you would be able to use on just about anything. The only thing I wouldn't use this on is going to be desserts. No harm, no foul. Overall burn. The initial heat comes on and it hits about midway in the mouth. And it's just a little bit of a soft build-up there. And then as that heat really starts to dissipate and the burn takes over, it is grabbing hold on the back of the throat and really starting to turn up the dial little by little. And next thing you know, you're there and you're ready for the party. Go ahead and read some ingredients here. Red bell pepper, ghost pepper, Carolina Reaper pepper, onion, shallot, garlic, salt, apple cider vinegar. All right, here we go. We have Summer Heat coming in with a heat of 3.6, aroma of 3.75, a flavor of 4.2, a versatility of a 4, burn of a 3.89 for a total swear word rating of 3.89. There we go. Another amazing sauce. Once again, these two have both been from Freaky Ferments. These are both limited run, limited production. Grab them while you can. I'll have the direct links down below for those. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump on over to tonight's interview. Radhi, how's it going?
Doing great, dude. How are you doing?
Doing good. So glad to have you back on. Obviously, this has been something that's been on the list for a while. You've had Faiya, now become HotBox Philly. A lot of changes have happened and gone on, but obviously, first and foremost, great friends, and love having you on here and being able to just hang out and have great discussions. So
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
yeah, I can't wait to figure out and get a better understanding, and for all those that are watching and listening as well, for them to get a better understanding of, obviously for anyone that was following Faiya, they know kind of the handoff and everything that went through, but for some of those that may not be familiar, what to expect as far as what HotBox Philly is and what y'all all have to offer from a lineup of products and services. So glad to have you here.
Yeah, damn. Thank you. That was a hell of an intro. Like, where do I start? That's a long thing. Yeah, fucking Faiya, eh? um, I feel like right now it all still feels so confusing, and like we're taking some time to like adjust into like what is HotBox Philly with the whole transition and like what we're doing, because like ideally it's just mostly our manufacturing brand and like what we use for like co-packing, and we working with like different distributors and like whatnot through that. But it also just became like a lot easier to like do everything through one single thing, and being able to like share like the operation right now. For example, like the guys from Pickle Monster are here cooking while I'm doing a podcast. And it's like, the way that like Steve always like described it to me the first time that we talked about it was that for about a year we were here just like working as two separate companies passing by, and like, okay, like freaking out separately about things, when if we would have been working together it could have been easier. And then at one point we started to work together and things did become a lot easier. But as far as like it goes to like the other brands too, like we're not quite killing the brands. They're just like taking a bit of a pause when it comes to like the traveling and the festivals and like the retail side of it, for example, in distribution as well. But we're gonna keep it for certain events and like for certain like opportunities, or like independent opportunities for either company, either Faiya or Pickle Monster, or even for HotBox itself. Like for Bowers, for example, like we're going as Pickle Monster, we're going as Faiya, and we're going as HotBox Philly too. We might be going as another very popular hot sauce brand that you are very familiar with too. But we're in the talks, because if they can fly from Florida, they can attend the thing, and if not, like we maybe have their booth as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just in the most like non-dickish way. I'm just trying to like survive.
Yep.
We're trying. Being an entrepreneur it's like it started like, all fun and games, and like everything was fun and like cute, and like, oh, I'm traveling and going to New Mexico and hanging out with my friends, yay. But like, like 5-6 years in now, when the company has grown to a point that it's just like our budget is crazy. We have to like meet us, our the goals that we have to meet, and like the things that we have to like take care of, and like how much responsibility. It went back full circle to be like, now I'm back at being corporate, and like that's my single role. I sit back here on my desk all day long. I'm on my computer all day long, and it's emails and phone calls and meetings, and like, and it's just like it's I'm back at my old job. I'm doing records management again, and it's crazy. So in a way, like, while I'm not complaining about it, it's still like very fun. I feel like it's turned to like a very serious level of like, okay, we have fun, but like there's days, weeks that it's rough, dude. Running a
Yep.
company is not easy. Running a company, a young company, because like if you look at it the way that we had the other two companies for like 4 to 5 years, Hotbox technically is a new company again. So like we're in year 2 of Hotbox maybe, and it's a fresh thing. We're just finding our ground and like what we do and how we can do what we do. Um, and it's fucking stressful. But
Yep.
we have this saying that like we run the company, that we have to run the company still as if it's going out of business every day, because it just might, any big hiccup might just like put us in a ugly spot. um, but doing it with people who are like very optimistic makes it really fun. Like we have a great relationship here at work, and a great interaction between like all the guys and ourselves. So it's really fun. Um, and yeah, I don't know. We want to do more stuff. Like, oh, do I tell you? We are making we're R&Ding some other edible kind of things. Like these, for example, are a batch of spicy gummies. So
Okay.
we're gonna be making. There's a
Yeah.
lot that I want to do. Also, not have the ability to like just like work with a larger team and just be like, okay, like let's expand now, because
Yep.
like one of the things that Steve said the other day was that we have, it's been 5-6 years of the same 10 flavors of hot sauce, and it's like, hey, here we are with the same hot sauce again. Like, do you want the same hot sauce? Do you want the same thing? So it's like we're trying to like lean harder into diversity, variety, and like with our products and like what we do, and kind of like channel this month. For example, I wanted to make it taco hot sauce month, so like I'm planning on doing some recording today for like posting content about it, and like I've been giving away bottles of taco hot sauce, and like little things like that.
Yep.
But it's hard because like I feel like I don't have the time to do that as well, because we still need like a marketing person now, somebody can do all of the fun stuff while I
Yep.
do the corporate bullshit.
Yeah. It's definitely a monster in its own, and I guess to touch on a few things there, as you're talking about before y'all came together for HotBox Philly, it was the whole passing by, and like the industry as a whole, it's all about helping and benefiting, and like, hey, if you can help alleviate a headache that someone else might be butting up into, you kind of do that. But yeah, at the same time, it's like you are two opposing businesses at that point, and it's like, well, you don't know, like you don't want to share everything, but you want to share the majority of things, right? And then you're able to drop those walls, find that partnership there, and really help alleviate a lot of that load and stress and worries. And now it's shared stress and worries, but it's still, it's done
It's
in a different
fun.
way.
The way you describe it, it's so true, because like, so when I first met Steve, we were at the same farmers market, but we had alternating weekends, and then they messed up one time, and we were both there the same weekend, and we like kind of like, hey, what's up, like, you're the other hot sauce dude, like, what's up? um and then we just so happened to also have rented the same commissary kitchen, but they had it on Wednesdays and I had it on Mondays, so we never crossed paths. And then at one point, I got to the kitchen and I realized that I was short in caps, and I had an entire like 24-gallon batch that I needed to bottle. And I was like, well, what the fuck? So I text Steve and I'm like, hey, do you happen to have caps? And he said, yeah. And he brought them over. And like, going back to it's a community thing. And like, the one thing that I found is like that hot sauce people help each other out. Like, he drove from like Northeast Philly all the way down to Kensington to bring me caps. And that same day, I remember mentioning to him, like, dude, we could always like work together or something. I'm building my own place. And he was like, no, and fuck you, pretty much. He was very protective of his thing. And it took, us renting the kitchen here together. Well, they rented my place, and then like now taking over and like doing the whole thing and working Christmas Village together, being being together in a freezing booth for 40 days with a person just gets you really close to them,
Oh yeah.
So I feel like after the first year doing that, just like freezing cold winter, uh, we became really good friends, and like the company as well grew in a stable way. And even this morning we had a conversation of, I'm feeling very optimistic this week and Steve's not. But normally it's the opposite. He's like, yeah, we're gonna be great. Like, things are gonna be fine. And I'm just like, no, it's burning down. Just burn the whole building. Like, just throw the company out of the window. It's fucking it. So
Yeah.
we do have now that like shared stress,
Yep.
but also is this shared like joy in a way, because like sometimes last Monday we went for a bike ride, and like we had beer and like ate a burger and ended up going out and hanging out and stuff. And we had the realization of like, oh, we are in the position of like, we can take off on a Monday and just go on a bike ride, you know?
Yeah.
So that's part of like the fun bits of running a company with other people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
With
And
cool
to that
people, because
point,
some people can be dicks. So what, not every business partner is a great partner. I'm very lucky.
true, true. And you have to really you want to make, it's kind of like a marriage, right? You're wanting to make sure it's a good fit before you jump on in. But the ultimate thing there is, as you were describing it, with, it doesn't matter who it was, when one person is seeing things in a negative light, having that other polar opposite to really balance out things, it is beneficial not only to limit rash decisions, but it also allows for that whole talking things through and that logic to really start to kick in, because once again, ultimately we all share the same life. We just see it in different lenses as different individuals, right? And
Yeah.
so his thought process may be different than your thought process, and that's where that pairing is absolutely beneficial for the overall growth. And as you're saying, the creative ideas of new products rolling out and being able to start experimenting with fun snacks and things like that, like you get to enjoy that because you know that you have another more or less counterpart, another side of the business that's going to be able to focus on what's needing to be day to day, so that there's time for the R&D and then kind of trade off in that manner. So that has to be super cool. I know my wife was like heartbroken whenever I told her. I was like, well, Faiya just released this thing saying that they're no longer, and they're gonna. She was like, "But they're my favorite Verde. What am I gonna do? That's my Verde."
Here's the thing. I feel like that was a wrong statement. I feel like we did the wrong thing with that post, and it did not come out the way that I thought. It just was. I assumed people would understand that, okay, like, it's not that we're like going completely away. We're just doing HotBox, and we're gonna have everything the same. Just like, don't buy on my website, because we're trying to like pay only for one website. That's one of those things,
Yep.
when your expenses are $30,000 a month.
Yep.
You have to, okay, like, where can I save this little bit of money? Like, where can I save $50 here? I run
Yep.
the budget now, so it's like, okay, like, I'm always freaking out about, okay, we need to make this much money. The fuck. So now it's like, okay, this is there's a reason behind the decision.
Yep.
It's less stress, less expenses, less money going to different sources. It was a hard decision too, because of the fact that, like, we had a very solid following, with, like, like, not gigantic, I'm gonna say, but it's a solid following, and people who like supported the company and like the brand and love the hot sauce, and like will still continue to like message me like, hey, can I get, there's people that message me and ask me to get sauce with the old label. They go buy it on Hotbox and they're like, can I get the old label if you have them? And I was like, yeah, like, I'll do that. So
Yeah.
it's cool. But I feel like it was just needed at the time. I feel like they're frying something right now and it smells so good. I think Steve's making lunch.
Oh,
Sorry, I got
man.
distracted by the smell.
No, no, you're good. You're all good. There. Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I'm glad that I did not see one of your star employees fade away into the darkness, Ramon Salsa. So I see that he's still around. And
Dude, I don't know what Ramon is. I've been looking for him. I almost shipped him to a guy the other day that ordered sauce on the website, and I was like, wouldn't it be great if we just put Ramon in a box with like a return label? Just like ship him out to this guy. He opens the box and there's an entire puppet in it. Oh man.
oh, that would be hilarious. Yeah. No, yeah,
I don't want to
he
do
might
that.
be on a vacation. He might be on a little vacation. Then is what it sounds like.
Yeah, he
Ramon might
went
just be
somewhere.
sliding away. So
You want him to be away though, because when Ramon comes around, Ramon does crazy things with the company. Ramon is bad for business. That man does not know what he's doing. It's like 50% off and like just like giving free stuff away. He is bad for business.
yep, yep.
So I'm glad that we're not seeing him yet.
Yeah, yeah. Every once in a while, he's a great interjection into the overall. It's a change of
Yeah.
environment. We'll put it that way.
Well, you need the energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got tons of it. So
Yeah, Jesus, does he? Oh my God, it's crazy that we're talking about a puppet. We're talking about a puppet that has a personality.
hey,
And that just goes to show how I'm doing, because like, a really funny and very transparent story. One day, it was like last winter or something. I was here in the kitchen and like I was by myself and I started to hang out with Ramon, and like I'm hanging out with a puppet. Do you hear what I'm saying? And like I was playing to be the puppet for so long that at one point I realized how long I had been doing it. It had been hours at the time, and I had this like sudden realization of like, I've spent most of my day hanging out with a puppet. I'm going to like leave, and I literally just like it was like a shocking thing. I was like, oh shit, like this is crazy. So I put my puppet down and just like went home. But the fucking puppet has a personality, dude. It's crazy.
Yep.
Put him on and the whole thing happens.
Yep. It's not quite there yet, but it's like how Eminem had that Trump Triumph the puppet dog or whatever, and he had like
Yep,
that whole
yep.
album with it. Yeah, that not to that extent, but yeah, that I can see where that would get away. It's almost as if there for a bit, it almost seemed like he took on that puppet personality. It's so much that it was a little bit.
And
distracting.
Ramon came at a serious time actually, and he was a serious decision going a little bit out of the funny side of it, because I got tired. One of the things that like bothered me of like running a company by myself too was that I got tired of just being the person behind the brand.
Yep.
At some point it just became like I got tired of like people randomly here in Philly, for example, like, oh, it's you, like whatever, like blah blah blah. It's like, oh, like I don't really know you, like don't. Some people like will come up and just like, and not they'll DM you or like whatever, like, and just start conversation. And it's like, okay, like I don't want to do this with everybody. Like there's
Yeah.
now I have like 80 unread conversations and I'm very anxious and I'm just like, oh my God, I have 80 unread conversations and I can't sleep thinking about these 80 unread conversations. So I got tired of like doing that, and at some point just had like a whole like identity crisis and like a mental breakdown, and then just like decided that I didn't want to just continue being the face of the company. There was a couple of months there here in the city where like I was in a couple of newspapers and like news outlets and like whatever and like stuff and like TV and shit, and I was like, oh, this is too much. Like I do not like it. I want to go
Yep.
throw my phone away and go, farm side and touch grass and never come out of there again.
Yep.
Is that Steven?
Hey,
Steven.
this bullshit.
Well, this is the guy that I run the company with. This is a podcast.
Oh.
So, this is not Matt. This is Brandon.
Sorry, we get belligerent around lunchtime.
Yeah,
No,
see, like
no
I told
worries.
you he was making lunch, but yeah, no, like where was I? I started to use Ramon, and it was Steve that I think like said yesterday, as like, okay, like now he can be the face of the company. I don't have to do stuff, and like it was an outlet for like, okay, I want to continue to do stuff without feeling like it's a burden because it's me. So now this
Yeah.
other guy is doing it, while the other guy was still me, but not directly me. It just made sense. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's that whole idea of why there's some creators out there that just they don't like showing their face, and they can do the whole channel that way, but it's like the second you ask them to show their face, it's like, I don't know what to do. I'm not doing that anymore. No, I'm out.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean it kind of changes things up. It's a little bit more fun. You still get to have. I mean, it is a creative outlet whenever you're using Ramon and you're having him have his own things and sayings and all this stuff, and it's just it's fun. But yeah, no, definitely. Well, I guess on that note, with the Pickle Monster, Faiya, now you have HotBox Philly. You also you had mentioned it before the last time you were on, the whole co-packing. So as you've gotten into that, how has the co-packing side really been going for you? I know that you've had some local restaurant offerings that you'll be able to have sauces in, etc. But has that really been taken off nicely for you? What's been going on with that?
What we do is just co-packing. Pretty much, that's our main thing. That's our day job. That's what we do all day, every day. So it's been going okay. It's still like terrifying because of the fact that like every job gets more serious, and like the bigger the client, the more like stress comes with it, and like all that stuff, and like the more we have to deliver, and the more that I'm just like, okay, like are we doing it right? Like is this the one that we're gonna have like a sack situation and like the sauce blows up in somebody's face, like whatever, like do we not do it right? Like there's so much always every time that like a batch leaves the kitchen, there's so much stress that we go through of just like, okay, like, and then just the fact that like again, I wanted to like pull away from society and just go live in a farm, and now it's like, okay, like now we have to deal with like 200 clients a month or something, and it's just like the not that we're working with 200 actively, but like the conversations, the negotiations, and like
Yeah.
back and forth, and they're like, okay, like now I'm again establishing relationships with these people, because like I don't like the transactional thing of just like, hey, you want something, I'm a business, let's do the thing. I don't work that way. I'll come hang out with the people. Like I'll invite them over here. We'll have a drink. We'll whatever.
Yeah.
My way of doing business is different. I'm not a very regular person. I'm a very odd person.
Yeah.
And like I feel like you agreed too quickly. You're like, yep, you're weird.
No. You're a very honest person, is what you left off on.
Yeah, no. And like I feel like that has become its own monster too, because now I have to maintain all of those things, and some days I really don't want to.
Yeah.
I just want to not have to put up the face. I don't, I just want to like be a couch potato and like maybe sleep or something. But again, I feel like it's what makes it so fun. So I have to like, it's both a blessing and a curse, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also it's like you're very passionate about what you do, but yes, as it is a necessary evil, if you will, to be able to disconnect. I know that's what I just recently had to do. Went on a family cruise. It was great because I had no technology, nothing really to worry about. And so while that was all happening, I was also thinking like, this is going to be a little bit challenging because the second I come back, I'm going to have all this stuff to worry about. And sure enough, I did. And so it was a lot of playing catch up and getting ready to go. But to be able to disconnect, yeah, to that point, it's nice because you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to do something like that at some point. I feel like I still don't get to quite disconnect that much, and I want to take, good for you, taking a vacation, like being able to just leave technology behind, because I feel like we're so attached, man, like to just notifications and checking stuff, and just like I feel one of the things that like bothers me the most, and I'm getting old. I'm getting old and very, very quickly just getting this like get off my lawn kind of vibe. That I'm just like, oh, young people and their fucking TikToks.
Yep.
I feel like we have this extra need these days to just share and to just like constantly like this need to like somehow needing to post and share and interact to stay relevant in a way because of the fact that the algorithm like will prioritize you due to your activity or like whatever sucks, because like I want to there's weeks that I'm like, okay, I'm not opening Instagram and that's it, and like I don't read messages, I don't go into it, I don't do whatever. I deleted my Facebook too.
Yeah.
I decided that I didn't want it anymore. I deleted my account, and like that goes with the company too. I care so little for it that I was like, fuck the company page too, I don't use it, so goodbye. I just left.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to like some days I want to, what I want to do? I'm going to buy a second phone, because like my phone number has been the phone for the company the entire time. If I get a second phone and just don't give it to anyone, I can leave the other phone here at work, and maybe like, oh, it's at work. Like it's only
a work
there
phone.
if
Yeah.
I'm at work.
Yeah.
Because Jesus Christ. Yeah.
That
We work with
seems to
some
be a
people that
smart
like emailing
idea.
me at midnight, and I happen to be awake, and I just like, okay, like, now I want to work at midnight, and it's too much. I need boundaries because I don't know how to set them too well.
Yep. No, I do the same thing. I'll find myself if it's like, if I'm thinking about a recording that I need to do, or if there's like a product review or what, I'll like, or a scheduling even. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I should probably be doing this, should be doing that. Oh, I should edit some of these clips. Next thing you know, it's like, I look up and I'm like, God, it's 2 a.m. I need to be in bed. I got to wake up at 6. Like, what, I'm going to get 4 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. And then I go sit there in bed and I'm thinking like, I didn't get this thing done, that thing done. Next thing you know, you waste another hour, and it's like, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, definitely can relate there. Struggle with the being able to disconnect.
Do you have the nights where it's like, okay, like it's already 2:30 in the morning, 2 hours of sleep are not going to do anything for me, I might as well just continue and just power through?
Yep. I've had that quite a few times. I did that pretty strongly for about a week and a half, and I was wrecked, mentally wrecked. Like words and sentences were not coming together. It was just horrid. So I tried to avoid that at all costs. Maybe sprinkle in 1 or 2 nights like that every so often, but yeah. I guess it's never technically a night if you don't go to bed, but
Be very literal.
Yeah.
All right.
But
what spicy things are you up to?
Man, I'm just, enjoying life, trying to check out a whole bunch of new things that are going on. So that's basically what I've been kind of getting down on, as well as trying to update the website. I've been alluding for a while, and this is, something that's definitely beneficial for everyone. But the whole scorecards thing, everyone's always asking, and I've said how I was going to break it down where people can filter. So that's on the thing as an update coming here soon. So it's been pretty fun. But yeah, now I'm also debating whether or not I'm going to enter in another pepper competition or not. I don't know.
I was gonna say, are you doing any competitions anytime soon?
Yeah. I might do the one again here in October. A little spoiler alert: I haven't fully committed. There's been a lot of other things going on, family health issues on, not immediate, but I guess somewhat immediate family. So that's been kind of tying me up there. Haven't really mentioned it much. This is more my outlet, right? This is my chance to break free from thinking about things or thinking about that, really. So it's been nice to be able to continue to push and have this grow. I would honestly love to be rolling out more than just 2 episodes a week, but the time commitment is a bit intensive, and then it's a one-man show right now. So, you see me here hosting this, as well as rolling out the promos, rolling out and creating all the videos and editing and all the things, and making it what it is. So sometimes I'm just like, it is what it is, and then other times I'm like, all right, let's get it all fine tuned and looking perfect. So
Reminds me of Spill the Sauce. I like it and miss it, but the editing bit and just like the time commitment for it, like it's impossible. Especially when having, you have kids too. Like I want to spend time at home with the kids, and then like having to balance how to do that with like work, and then like now a podcast and like all this other stuff and the extra. Again, we're too committed to too many things.
yep, yep. That's exactly it. And so that's why pretty much I've given up my pursuit of my car fun and really just had focused on this, because I mean, this is, I enjoy this thoroughly. I honestly, like I said, I wish I could be doing it more, but obviously, as you know, you have to do what pays the bills, and this doesn't necessarily pay the bills. This is more for the fun and the enjoyment and sharing of the community and all that, and letting others get to understand the people that are behind the brands. So that's
And it's very appreciated. I enjoy the invite. I always enjoy talking to you and through the DMs, like sharing music and stuff. Like I it's I like doing this too, and I feel like we have to find time to do the things that are fun just for the sake of being fun. Because if everything's just like serious and work, it's just too much, and life's too short to be so boring.
Yep. Yeah. It definitely hit. And to go back to what you were saying, the whole corporate thing and having that kind of come full circle is exactly that. It just became, it like got stuck in that hamster wheel, right? And it was like nonstop, this, that, and the same thing every single day. No iterations, no changes, no nothing. And it got boring. And it was like, this is really what I want to do with the rest of my life. And it's like, nah. So, break out, start your own business, do your own thing, experience a whole new level of headaches that you had no idea that you were going to be experiencing. But, it's you're working towards an end goal, right? That's the main thing.
Mm-hmm. Break down in the middle of Kansas, driving through a thing in New Mexico. All the adventures of this running a company has brought upon, like, my life is crazy.
Yep.
Like all the things that we've done, and I do miss the traveling, and I want to do some traveling. I want to go back to New Mexico next year. I want to, I wanted to go to Illinois this year, but I don't think I'll be able to. Doing that, those are the little bits of like running a company in the way that we were doing it that makes it really fun. That I want to do more of, not just
I'll be trying to hit the New Mexico this upcoming year. I was going to this year, and then some things happened. It was also around the same time that I had already had some bad news kind of laid on me, but I was more or less trying to assess where it was going to go. So I didn't go this year, but yeah, hopefully next year we'll be there rocking and rolling. I know that there's quite a few that keep asking me to head out that way. It's
huge.
I want to experience it because I hear it's so great. It's this amazing place to be. Zest Fest has been kind of it's like dwindling. This year it was there everyone that's there is great. The issue is the overall attendance is just not quite there. And so that's a little bit sad.
I feel like people should always be as open as you're being right now about talking about certain events, because I feel like the overall response for like and I feel like this is a societal thing.
Yeah.
It's my tinfoil hat. This is a conspiracy. I feel like every time that people ask, like, "Oh, how is this? Oh, it's great." Was it though? What is great? Was it really great? Are you saying "Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing?" You're continuing on your day. Like, so I feel like being able to like call out certain events, not because the organizers are not the problem, or like the event itself is not the problem, but certain attendance at certain events hasn't been that great. So that also just puts a little bit less interest. Like Cesspes was one of those that, like, I wanted kind of to go to, but the first year, like, I didn't get the chance. On 2021, I didn't get the chance to like do it. I chose to do New Mexico instead. And then I heard that 2021 was not that good, so I was like, oh, in 2022, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. So sucks for them, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like I said, the cool part is being able to be there with these, people that you consider friends, and really
Yeah,
being
of
able
course.
to have time to get to, talk to them in more depth. But at the same time, it's also sad for me, even though I'm not them, that are out there, as their company trying to sell their
Yeah.
products. It's sad for me to see that the overall flow wasn't quite to par, and it was
Mhm.
like, slim pickings as far as
Some people travel really
attendees.
far for these things, and like
Yeah,
there's a lot that goes into like going to one of these events. Going to New Mexico for us, for example, can be like $5,000-6,000 a week in just expenses.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I mean, getting the materials out there, getting the personnel out there, keeping the, depending on how long the event is, you know,
living out there for 4 days pretty much because the
yeah,
event itself is 3 days. You have to get there the day before, and you're there the day after. So it's like 5 days of like finding a stay.
absolutely.
Like either the
And
hotel or like sharing an Airbnb or something. It's wild.
yeah, I think that there's better ways to. Well, like I said, I can only speak to the one event that I've been to, but I think there's better ways to do things, and so yeah, hopefully we'll see some kind of changes and updates. But yeah, I think as you were saying, I think if more people were honest, and you don't have to be like nasty about it, but just like
Yeah,
truthful, right?
there's a difference between honesty and nasty.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, some people really like to flirt that line, but yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
it's a very faint line.
yeah. Some are like, no, that's on this side. No, it's not on that side. Yeah, but whatever. No, like this year in particular. Once again, getting to see everyone that I did know already, but then there was this. God, I think they were from Costa Rica. I think so. Anyways,
Lengua de
they
fuego.
huh?
Lengua de fuego.
No, 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 no. Not Lingua de Fuego. I'm trying to think of their name right now, but it was their. They said this was their first time to offer their products in the U.S. Yeah, it was Costa Rica, because they were like they've only sold in Costa Rica, is what, at least what I was told. And so I ended up grabbing their lineup, and absolutely blown away by their approach. I mean, it's you always get to see people's personality and their passion really pour out in their products, and it was awesome. And so for me, it was super heartbreaking to know that event was so slow, and yet
Hmm.
they went so far, and this was their first venture into the US to do that. And it's like, okay, now I feel bad. So
Yeah.
it's not the greatest representation of what it means to offer your product to the whole, United States market. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so yeah, I think that there's things that can be done better, but ultimately, that's also where it comes down to. The vendors that do attend the different events, I feel like it's at both sides. Attendees need to kind of say something, vendors need to kind of say something in order for some changes and updates need to happen. Other circuits, other events, and so on seem to be trying to improve and perfect things, and that's great, and that's always fun to see, because you'll see the overall growth in attendance, both from people that are chili heads and people that are just like wanting to know what's going on in this crazy event that's happening, and
Hmm.
that's always fun. But yeah, yeah, I think it could be done a little bit better, but that's just me.
I like Steve Seabury's events. He's got the right idea for like what a hot sales crowd should be like. If you have the chance to attend one of his shows, do that. Wrestling, rock and roll, metal, beer. Yeah, it's a great kind of event.
Yeah,
I like Steve Seabury.
that's
The
what I
guy's
keep
cool.
I keep hearing, and I know he's been mentioned a few times as someone to come on as a guest, and so I don't know. We'll
Oh,
see
Trump.
if we can line that one up. But yeah, no, it's gonna be. I want to attend one of those because I hear it's gonna be a lot of fun. If I do, want
Oh
to
yeah.
definitely see what the other events are like to get a better
Hey,
understanding.
there's one happening in Illinois now in July.
Yeah,
The one,
yeah,
Joe. Yeah.
yeah. And so I was looking at that one, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to break away with that. We got a few of the kids in some summer different activities and stuff like that, and ultimately trying to make sure that the kids are having a good summer. Not that I don't think they would have a bad time out
Yeah.
there, but still.
No, I
Uh,
feel you. Hey, parent duties. Jesus,
yeah, yeah.
they
Well,
take a lot of part.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and rightfully so. But at the same
Yeah,
time, it's like, yeah,
I'm not
so,
quite complaining.
yeah,
A little bit.
just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, if you weren't, then you're not. You're then. Are you really a parent if you're not
You're not
complaining a
being
little bit?
honest. If you're
Yeah.
not complaining about being a parent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No one fully lets you know what you're getting into with that one until
Oh,
it's
yeah.
already knocking at the door, and you're like, oh, great. So I got to learn
And
this
I feel like
now.
it's one of those things that you don't. No one. There's no way to prepare. No one tells you what it's gonna be like because every case is different, and then you just have to learn as shit happens.
Yep, yep, absolutely, exactly that.
Yeah. That's
Sometimes
how
it
it
might
goes.
just happen on the ground. I don't know.
Yep. Literally. Quite literally. It might just happen anywhere. You might
Oh,
just get it. Oh, like there's in my hands. Or what is this?
yep, yep. Oh man. Well, all right. So I wanted to dive into it because I haven't had the chance to really ask too many people that do co-packing. But for those that are curious about stepping into having someone, making their sauce for them, what should, say, a young company kind of have an idea of knowing what to do when they're reaching out to you? Like, is there a certain, I don't know, for lack of a better word, like a checklist that they should kind of have an understanding before
Kind of.
they have that conversation?
So for like our main target actually is a company that's like a very young company just starting to work with a co-packer that wants to scale up a little bit because of the fact that like our current capacity is like we're doing 24 gallons to between 24 gallons is the smallest batch to 100 gallons of sauce. Um, and it's just a matter of like having or if you were let's pretend that you're coming to me and you want to know like oh like you have to have your recipe together otherwise like because if you have your recipe together we just do the R&D on that recipe. We make 3 samples of it. First we sign an NDA if you want to sign an NDA for like protection of your intellectual property and whatever. We're not going to replicate the recipe, all of this. Then once you approve one of the samples that gets sent to the lab. I get the process authority letter for that product gets submitted to the FDA, the whole thing, um, and then we just run production. And it's a matter of like just placing the phone call. Like we do everything. That's like the thing that I've tried to do the best with HotBox. And it's just like being able to just like get either an email or a phone call and go from that to like delivering you a finalized product. Um, and I go a little above and beyond sometimes. I've driven 3 hours away to deliver sauce before myself. Like, okay, like here, it's just like the thing. So, yeah,
Nice.
we try to do that a lot.
So very turnkey, it sounds like, and it also like because a lot of those that are starting out, their initial struggle is gaining approval from the state and federal level to be able to offer, if you will. And so
And
I
not only
guess,
that, but like, sorry, some other like large manufacturer, like large co-packing companies, will just have you. The minimum requirements are like 150 gallons, and that's like I don't know, five, seven, $10,000 you may have to like throw out at once. Like when a 24-gallon batch might cost you like $2,800, like $3,000. So
mhm,
it's like on the smaller side of things, and like we're a little more personalized to each job, I guess. And that's like one of the most attractive bits that we try to like pitch also to like smaller companies because it's like, hey, you don't have to spend all this money. Sometimes you want to do like Stanky, for example. Stanky works with us. Their main co-packer is Inferno Farms, I think, in Florida or like
mm,
whatever, and they make them huge batches. But we make their pumpkin hot sauce because they only want 45 cases. So
yeah,
like it's perfect because like that's our smallest size, and that's what we can do in like every year. Well, 2 years in a row now, and we're talking about it doing it this year again. We make them a very small batch of their pumpkin hot sauce. So like that's kind of like what we're trying to do. We're trying to serve as an option for people who want to either experiment as a big company with like a smaller batch and they don't want to risk 150 gallons, um, or a small company who's just going from I'm cooking a gallon at home to now making 24 gallons with this company. We want to be
yep.
that in between step and be accessible for both sides of the spectrum of where you are in business. It doesn't matter if you're like really big or really small. We can work with you.
Nice, nice. And they, I guess, for this might be getting a little bit in the weeds on it, but as a new company starting out, do y'all work with them as far as the graphics? Do they come with the own that whole side?
We can. Yeah, like I say yes to everything and then figure it out. That's my motto. Like,
Smart
you
move.
know, like
Smart move.
yeah, no, it's like okay, like you come over, you want to do this one thing, like oh, can you guys do this and this and this? And I'm like, if I can quickly think about it and it's doable, yes, and then I'll figure out how to actually deliver on the yes.
Yeah.
I haven't failed yet so far. It's gonna get me one day. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, but so far it's
Eh.
worked out.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that there's not somebody that you would, you know.
Oh, except for that one time. Never mind, there was a time. Saying yes to everything, and then yeah, no, we had a time. We had a time, and it was a bad time, and we don't want to do it again.
So,
So it has already bit me in the ass.
yeah, yeah. Well, the good thing is you know quite a few folks that you could easily navigate those waters. I imagine to be able
Yeah.
to alleviate any kind of issue or concern that the client might have. So
Yeah, the network has grown to be quite large, honestly.
nice. Yeah, it's super cool to see and hear the just overall growth and trajectory that you've had is just simply from the very first time on the show to now, and everything that you're now available and offering to others as a service as well on top of y'all's already existing products. So that's very cool. Now, whenever the festival that you had mentioned earlier rolls out, are you going to be staggering to where it's like Pickle Monster and then Faiya and then HotBox Philly in the middle? Or are you going to go? How is that?
So it's Bowers Pepper Festival, and like we've already done it 3-4 years in a row. Bowers, Steve, something like that. I don't know. And they have like already like our spots marked up, and like in a very transparent way. The reason that we're doing it that way is because like we have very different products as it is, and like the different branding, different everything. I want to have that, but if you were to think about you go into a market, for example, I don't want to overwhelm people with choices at one booth. But if you come to my booth and you get two sauces, and then you go to Pickle Monster and you get two sauces, and then you go to Hotbox and you get two sauces, and they're like all different things, you're not overwhelmed with the transaction at one spot. However, you did just buy 6 bottles of hot sauce when like in the one booth you would not have bought the 6.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Again, it's just a business thing.
Yeah. You're alleviating the I guess the coined term is the Cheesecake Factory effect, where you're just overwhelmed with all the stuff. So
Yeah, I hate options. I hate like having too many things in front of me. So like it's easier to just like okay, like if you're still gonna spend the money, might as well just like do it in a easier way.
yeah,
Oh, you have 3 flavors, cool. I want all 3, or I want just 2 out of the 3. Instead of like here's 17 of them. What do you want? Do you want to try all 17 of them?
take them
And
all
the
home.
gummies. Exactly. You want to spend all this? No, so it's overwhelming. So I feel like if we like narrow down the options and just like spread it around, it's a little less overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why we're doing it that way.
Well, there's definitely some other things I wanted to dive into, but I wanted to ask, how has the relaxing nature of just jamming out on your guitar been? Have you still been heavily at it?
Yeah, every goddamn day. My fingers are so numb right now because I have calluses in my fingers from playing. I feel like it's become a necessary thing. It's become. I have the problem of like wanting things to be really perfect at most times, and if I can do something for like 12 hours a day to like make it sure that it's really well, I don't want to start it. But I've been just jamming literally daily before coming to work for like 15 minutes. When I get home for another 15 minutes, maybe if the kids go to sleep early, I'll have another hour to play. And I feel like it's been the balance that I needed to find something that is the fun thing that I can do. Because like when I'm doing that, my phone goes down. I put my phone down and like I'm just jamming. Like I might post some of the things that I jam to sometimes, but that's just 15 seconds out of 2 hours of me just playing my guitar by myself. So I feel like it allows me to not look at my phone, not look at my email, not worry about it. Time goes by a little fast. I just get into the zone, and it's like, okay, it's a great creative outlet. I actually want to start putting out I put out a couple of covers on YouTube now, and I want to make more. I'm losing the also like the fear of embarrassment and like the fear of like criticism, because it's just like whatever, like we're all too busy with our own worlds and worries and like whatever to like actually give a fuck about like, oh, Brandon did this today, you know. Oh, Brandon did Brandon do it. I don't think about any of that. Nobody does.
Yeah.
You know, in the nicest way. So
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
I'm trying to remove the fear of like, ooh, is it gonna suck if I post this? I don't give a fuck if it sucks. Like people, if you care, if you think that it sucks, I don't care. I had a fun time doing it. I put it out and I'm done. And I just like out of my head, and like it's a creative orgasm. You're done
Yep.
with it, and like now you don't look at it again.
Yep.
I want to continue doing that, and eventually I want to put out my own material. Well, I'm actually in a death metal band called Witherhorde, and like we're finalizing our album, and it's supposed to come out in a couple of months. And then I'm also working on an acoustic project that I want to do stuff with. So like, yeah, music is always going to be a very like main priority, not for the sake of like, oh, I want to be a musician and be famous, because I hate that. I want to be a musician to have fun.
Yeah.
I want to be a famous musician.
Hey, you know, it starts as a fun little passion, and now you're finding that whole like creative, whimsical, carefree approach, which is great because, yeah, I mean, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing and you're having fun, as you're saying, so what if someone else doesn't feel the same way about it? That's their problem, not your problem. So, you know, just I would also imagine while you're jamming out, you're probably not thinking about too much, but I would think it also kind of frees up the mind for those other creative ideas or thinking through problems that y'all might be having from like a business logistics standpoint. So
I feel like it does help that way too, because of the fact that like music is so structured in a way. So like when you get into it, it just does help you to like structurize and think of other things in a more solvable manner. A solvable solution manner. What is it? Things you can solve.
Yeah.
Huh? I'm out of words.
No worries. Well, you know, we've already done the nugget of knowledge before, so I'm not going to be worried too much about that. But definitely wanted to allow some time to really discuss any kind of like up and coming events or things that y'all have going on. I know we've touched on the Bowers thing before. You mentioned the gummies. When might we be graced with seeing those hit the
Steve,
market?
when are we releasing gummies? Steve's tired, so I don't know when the gummies are coming out, but I don't know. I feel like I want to make that like soon, because I there's the other thing of like, while running a company, you can all sometimes get behind on we want to do this one thing, but we're too busy doing a bunch of other stuff. And then it gets just swept under the rug. I want to be able to take one project maybe and just like put all of our extra energy into that one project. So hopefully we can do that. But we do have one new cayenne hot sauce, a cayenne garlic hot sauce that we put on the website, and it's just $5.
There we go.
That is the thing.
Here,
we're
let me
doing
get
that
pulled
now.
up here.
We also have our wasp honey. Wasp honey is great, spicy. We beat a bunch of wasps to like make it. There's only 2 left on the website right now. Steve's
But yeah,
that's a cayenne garlic.
very nice. I love
Very simple.
I love to see that the pepper lives on, the logo lives on.
Oh yeah, and like now, so the pepper's going to live on. Like I have it tattooed on me.
Oh, nice.
Great.
Okay, there we go. I like it. Let's see.
I want to get the one from Faiya now tattooed in the back of my neck.
Oh yeah.
The pepper will continue to live on.
You already have that planned out, or your intent is to get that one done?
Just intent, like have no solid plans yet.
No solid plans. All right. No worries. No, I absolutely love what you have going on. I've enjoyed being able to really dive in with everything that you have and see the growth and be able to obviously just cut up on the podcast and catch up. So absolute pleasure. Now, I mean, technically, this is a chance as well for you to nominate someone else that you think would make a great guest for the show. So if you want to put
Steve Seabury, man.
All right.
Steve Seabury. You got to get Steve Seabury. It's gonna take a while to get to Steve Seabury, but like you should get Steve Seabury. I'm going to have Sam bother him, and then I'll bother him too. Like I have a couple people that can bother Steve Seabury to be like, hey, take an hour with Brandon.
There we go. I like
He's
it.
gonna hate me. He's gonna block my number and be like, "Fuck you, dude."
Oh man, no, it's hey, I'm looking forward to it. I've heard nothing but great things. A lot of people off the show have mentioned for me to try to connect with him and have him on the podcast, saying that he would be a great person, as well as as I had mentioned before, just my frustrations with certain things, and just having someone to pick their brain and get a better understanding of what can and what should be done with events. So, yeah,
One more thing.
Yeah.
2, we're gonna have swear 30 be a code for 30% of the website of sauce on the website, 30% of your order, 30% of something. I don't know. I'm out of words. I'm trying to find a pen to write it so I don't forget. But yeah, swear 30.
All right, swear 30, and I will have that on the screen here, as well as at the end I'll have that displayed, and so everyone can keep up with that and make sure they grab themselves some amazing products from HotBox Philly. And like I said before, absolutely pleasure having you on here. Love to have you back and just shoot the breeze again and have some fun.
Let's do it again, man.
So
we should do it off the podcast too. Anytime you want to hang out, it's fine.
Yeah. We'll definitely arrange that as well. Radhi, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast again. Really being able to, just catch up and learn about what's going on with HotBox Philly and all the great things that you have to offer. If you are looking for co-packing options, as he was mentioning, highly recommend checking out HotBox Philly for all of those. If you want to grab some amazing products, and you're just looking for some great sauce to be able to spice up your life, as well as some hot honeys and etc., head on over, hopefully those gummies soon, head on over to HotBox Philly. I'll have the direct links down below for that, as well as, links to the socials and everything else you can think of. If you enjoyed the products that were discussed here on Hot or Not tonight, I will have the direct links for those down below, as well as a link to the main site so you can grab yourself some of those. And hey, thank you so much, Swear Nation, for making this show what it is. Continue to share this out with other like-minded chili heads or individuals that are just curious about the world of hot, because this is where you can find everything to do with the world of hot. Now, I want to give a quick shout out for our sponsors, podvision.io. If you're looking to grow your brand, start your brand, hit a bump in the road, you're trying to figure things out, highly recommend checking out podvision.io for all of those needs, as well as webdx.one. If you have an online site, maybe you had a guy at one point, maybe you lost contact, maybe you just never even got around to making your own site. Highly recommend checking out webdx.one for all of those needs, able to make you looking just as great as you are with what you're doing online and make you stand out with a nice web presence. I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been The Swear Word.